a luxury hotel in Las Vegas. No 13th floor on the blueprint. But at 2:37 a.m., an internal call came from room 1309. A woman said she was trapped. There was blood on the walls, no elevator. The problem is, the hotel has no 13th floor, and room 1309 was never supposed to exist. Mystery file, the phantom floor. Floor 13 doesn't exist on the blueprint. What you're about to hear is an extended transcript from an internal security file at a famous hotel in Las Vegas, USA. The case has never been officially released, but it has circulated within the hospitality industry as a forbidden story. Data extracted from surveillance cameras, night shift logs, and staff testimonies show sometimes not all floors exist the way we think they do. Monarch Tower Hotel is located on the Las Vegas Strip, built in 1989, known for its classical modern blended architecture, with 62 floors, 3 basement levels, 1 major casino, and a convention center. In the elevator layout, the displayed floors are B3, B2, B1, L, 2 to 12, 14 to 62. There is no 13th floor. This is common practice in many major hotels due to Western superstitions about the number 13 being unlucky. But with the Monarch, the issue goes far beyond superstition. On May 24, 2007, at 2:37 a.m., the hotel switchboard received an internal call from room 1309. The caller was female, voice hoarse and faint. "Is anyone there? I can't find the exit. Locked in. There's blood. The walls. No elevator. Floor 13. The operator checked the hotel layout. There is no 13th floor. The system would not allow a call transfer to room 1309. She tried calling back. No response. Security. Staff were dispatched to check floors 12 and 14. Nothing unusual was found. Hallway camera footage on floor 12 showed a figure walking past, but entering no rooms. Floor 14 had no motion at all. The call recording later vanished from the central storage system. In June 2007, a housekeeping staff reported a room not listed on the cleaning schedule, room 1309, with the Do Not Disturb light still glowing red. She tried using a master key card. Door opened. Inside, a dusty room, blinking desk lamp, sink stained with red water, bed in disarray. When the manager arrived to check, the room was gone. In that same spot on floor 14 was room 1411. In it was a completely different room. Hallway cameras did not capture anyone entering or opening the door. The Do Not Disturb light no longer appeared in any extracted footage. A guest staying in room 1412 checked out in the middle of the night after just 3 hours, he reported. The bathroom mirror reflected a hallway that didn't exist, light tapping sounds on the wall, though the adjacent room was unoccupied, lights flickering. Automatically, when he approached the closet, and in one moment, he saw a man standing in the mirror, holding a keycard labeled 1309. When technicians removed the mirror to inspect behind, it was just concrete. However, they found an old internal mini camera non-functional, embedded deep in the wall that no one could identify which system the device belonged to. The hotel IT department reported a strange anomaly. Several digital logs showed keycards accessing room 1309, but the system had no record of any such keycards being issued. From August to November 2007, a total of 19 access attempts were logged at room 1309, even though no such room existed in the blueprint. Oddly, each time an access was logged, the system crashed within 3 minutes and had to be restarted. After the 19th incident, the technical manager ordered the complete deletion of 1309 from the access control system. However, one technician said, "Sometimes, when I check the card readers and storage, I still see the green light flashing, as if someone's still scanning." A handwritten note from the night shift log dated October 9th, 2008. Someone called from floor 13, asked if anyone was on duty. I said that floor doesn't exist. The line went silent for 10 seconds, then hung up. But the call never showed up in the internal logs. After that shift, the guard named Malcolm quit. In his final email to the department head, he wrote, "I tried walking up the emergency stairs at 2 a.m. floor 12 to 14 looked normal. But I clearly remember, after the 39th step, I stood in front of a door with no number. Cold air came out through the crack. I didn't dare open it, but I heard a whisper inside. 'I'm still waiting, open the door.'" When a private documentary filmmaker contacted Monarch Tower in 2012 about unusual phenomena involving the 13th floor, the hotel refused to respond and issued a legal warning against airing any content that might harm the brand's reputation. The filmmaker continued his own investigation but lost all recorded memory cards during one overnight shoot. Even though the room lock showed no signs of tampering, he later posted a single line on his blog. "I stood in the elevator. No lights were on, but I saw the number 13 faintly lit, and I pressed it." That blog was permanently deleted in less than 48 hours. Since 2009, no official reports have been filed. But many veteran staff at the hotel all know one rule: never take the stairs alone to floor 14, never investigate room 1309 if the door indicator lights up and if you ever see the number 13 on the elevator panel. Turn back immediately, because there are places that don't exist on blueprints, there are rooms that don't appear in management records, and there are voices that should never be heard from inside floor 13. The woman in the white dress on Highway 401. On Highway 401, where there are no cameras and no lights, dozens have reported seeing a woman in a white dress standing on the shoulder at night. Some stopped to help. One driver said she hit her, but strangely, no one has ever found her. Highway 401, also known as the McDonald-Cartier Freeway, is one of the longest and busiest arterial roads in North America. But here, on this stretch of darkness, where there are no cameras and no streetlights, a woman has been seen who defies all explanation. A woman who seemingly exists in no official record. In October 2012, Terry M., a long-haul delivery driver, reported to police that while driving between Kingston and Belleville at around 2 a.m., he saw a girl standing on the shoulder of the highway, wearing a white dress, long hair, and one hand raised as if signaling for help. There was a light drizzle. Terry said his truck was going about 100 kilometers per hour, and when he saw her, the headlights appeared to shine right through her body, like the light passed right through, he said. Still, he stopped safely and ran back, fearing she might be injured. But when he got to the spot, no one was there. The grass on both sides was still wet. No footprints. No sign that anyone had stood there. Over the next 6 months, Ontario Highway Patrol received more than 20 strange calls, all from untraceable numbers, reporting a woman abandoned on the highway near the old overpass number 112. Each time, when officers arrived, they found nothing but a flickering light in the distance or a faint skid mark on the emergency lane. One officer recorded that he heard sobbing echoing through the night, even though his radio and headset weren't working. The calls couldn't be traced and carried no recorded voices. A telecommunications expert later analyzed that the signals didn't resemble normal cell phone waves, but might have come from something similar to a first-generation radio device. In March 2013, a traffic accident was reported near the same spot. The driver, 26-year-old Alyssa Q., claimed to have struck a woman crossing the highway at night. She described, "She was in a white dress, pale face, never looked back. I swerved, but still felt the impact. I got out of the car and no one was there." Police arrived in under 12 minutes. There was no body, no blood, no dents on the car. Yet Alyssa was panicked, repeating, "I hit her. I know I did. I felt it." The dash cam in Alyssa's car was also missing footage, exactly 17 seconds, matching the time of the incident she described. An independent journalist named Craig H. began investigating and discovered that back in 1972, near the old overpass 112, a murder had occurred. A 19-year-old girl named Valerie was reported missing while hitchhiking through the area. Her body was found 3 weeks later in a forest about 800 meters off the highway. Her dress was torn, feet bare, cause of death never disclosed. Oddly, the file had been removed from digital archives. Only one paper copy remained at the Belleville Records office, stamped faintly with unverified. Valerie's family once accused the police of covering up the case, but no one responded. Craig believed Valerie's spirit may still be there, trying to reach someone, or speak a truth she never got to say. From 2015 to 2019, multiple dashcam videos of unknown origin were uploaded to Reddit Canada. At least 4 showed a blurry figure of a girl standing in the emergency lane, vanishing as the car approached. One video captured a driver muttering, "No way, I just saw her." An elderly couple sent an email to a local radio station in 2018, recounting that they saw a girl by the roadside while passing the area. The wife rolled down her window and asked, "Are you okay?" But the woman only stared at them without blinking, then faded like mist. All of those videos were later removed without explanation. Some uploader accounts were deleted permanently. Ontario Highway Police have repeatedly stated there is no verified evidence of the woman in the white dress. They attributed all reports to coincidences rumors, or headlight reflection anomalies. However, in a leaked internal report from 2020, a memo showed that an officer named Jay Myers once wrote in his incident log, "I don't believe in ghosts. But that night, I saw her standing in the middle of the road, staring into the patrol car's headlights. When I stepped out, she was gone. I have no explanation." After that event, Myers requested a transfer away from Highway 401 and never spoke of it again. Every autumn, thick fog returns to the old stretch of Highway 401 between Kingston and Belleville. No cameras, no rest stops, no lights, and many drivers still report, while moving slowly along the emergency lane, that sometimes they see a woman in a white dress standing there, not waving, not moving, just standing. As if she were waiting for someone, or waiting to be seen. Maybe she just wants to be found one last time, or maybe she never truly left. A woman was hit by a truck while crossing the street. She died instantly. No ID, no relatives. Case closed. But less than a year later, she died again, in the exact same way, in a different city. And then it happened once more. The woman who repeated the same accident in 3 different cities. This incident was not widely reported by the media, but has been verified through emergency room data across 3 different states. A woman, unidentified, with no documents and no one to claim her, was officially recorded dead 3 times. In the same type of accident, in 3 different cities, all within less than 18 months. On June 4, 2014, at 7:12 p.m., an accident occurred at the intersection of 8th Avenue and Madison Street in Seattle. A woman was struck by a light truck while crossing the street. She carried no identification. The victim wore a light gray long dress, had dark brown hair, and was estimated to be between 30 to 35 years old. She died instantly due to severe cranial trauma. The autopsy report noted, no signs of substance use, no tattoos, no identifiable body markings. Her body was kept at the local morgue for 14 days, then cremated according to standard procedure since no one came to claim her. The case was closed as an unidentified traffic fatality. On March 22, 2015, in downtown Tulsa, a serious accident occurred on Main Street. A woman crossing the road was hit by a speeding blue pickup truck. She died at the hospital less than 10 minutes after arrival. When the medical examiner inspected the body, they found something strange. The woman was identical to the Seattle victim from the year before. Hair, height, fingerprints, blood type, dental condition, all matched almost perfectly. However, the Seattle victim's body had already been cremated and documented. Though there was no official suspicion, the Tulsa examiner still sent photos and DNA samples to the Federal Forensic Center. The result, 100% match with the Seattle victim. On September 9, 2015, less than 6 months later, in Richmond, another woman was struck by a truck while crossing a rainy street. Location, Cary and 14th Street intersection. She wore a gray long dress. Dark brown hair. No ID. She died on the scene. The coroner at the local morgue was shocked upon opening the file because the woman looked exactly like the victim they had received federal notification about in April. DNA comparison. Once again, a perfect match. With the victims from Seattle and Tulsa, but Seattle's file stated, body cremated on June 19, 2014. Independent forensic researcher Dr. M. Haver requested cross-access to all 3 cases. He discovered an unsettling pattern. In all 3 files, the time of death was exactly 7:12 p.m. local time. There was another anomaly. All 3 victims were struck on the left-hand side of an intersection in the crosswalk, and each report noted light rain at the time. All 3 drivers said the same thing. She appeared out of nowhere. I didn't see her in time. None of the drivers had prior offenses or showed signs of intoxication. Dr. Haver proposed a theory. The victim might be trapped in a time loop, reliving the same accident in different locations, unable to escape a predetermined moment. Some quantum theorists suggest the existence of temporal resonance points, places, where an event can repeat like an echo. Another perspective suggests spatial copy phenomena, where a being or entity is duplicated across parallel layers of reality, occasionally manifesting in overlapping positions. But no one has conclusive proof. Only 3 files. 3 identical bodies, same cause of death, same exact time. After Haver's reports circulated internally, some coroners in Oregon, Colorado, and Illinois sent unofficial notes, claiming they'd seen similar unidentified victims, with eerily matching features. One case in 2013 in Aurora, Colorado. Girl killed in a car crash. Also wore a gray dress. Had brown hair. No ID. No known relatives. But no DNA sample was preserved because the body was cremated quickly. Coincidence. Time of death was 7:12 p.m. There have been no officially confirmed new cases, but in the federal unidentified deaths database, there are still dozens of entries with similar descriptions. Each of these women, no names. No one to claim them. No past on record. Only the same manner of death. The same time. The same blurred gaze in the rain. Before vanishing forever. Some deaths don't happen just once. They repeat in other places at other times. But they belong to the same person. The voice in the snowhouse recorder. A missing journalist, a snow-covered cabin, and a voice recorded inside the wall. The FBI sealed the tapes, but one copy survived. What it says was never meant for human ears. The following case is reconstructed from actual police records in Alaska, eyewitness accounts, and audio files collected during the investigation of a missing person in 2007. The strange events are presented exactly as recorded, without exaggeration. Some names have been changed for legal reasons. What you're about to read is real. On February 12, 2007, freelance investigative reporter Mark Dellington left Fairbanks, Alaska, heading deep into the Yukon wilderness. His target, a derelict snow lodge known among locals as Snowhouse 14 that, according to indigenous residents, Snowhouse 14 was once a hunting station built in the 1950s but abandoned in 1983 after an unexplained death. Rumors persisted that the cabin whispers at night, and anyone who sleeps there reports hearing voices in an unknown language. Mark didn't believe in ghosts. He believed in facts. And when he heard from a forest ranger that the structure might still be standing, half buried in snow, he packed his recorder, camera, and field notes, and set off. That on February 14th, Mark sent his last email to a friend. "If I don't come back tomorrow, don't worry. It's probably snow or dead batteries. But I've got this strange feeling. This trip will be unlike any other." He never returned. On February 15th, a radio relay station near the Yukon border intercepted a strange 47-second signal, seemingly transmitted from coordinates near Snowhouse 14. The clip contained murmuring voices, unclear whether human or electronic, followed by a sharp click, like a recorder being shut off. That a search party was dispatched after 48 hours of silence. Due to heavy snowfall, they reached the location only on February 19th. There, beside a half-buried wooden structure, they found Mark's tent. Inside the snow house, no sign of him. That on a decaying wooden table lay a dead voice recorder. Next to it, a half-frozen notebook, its last page torn in. No signs of struggle. No blood. No footprints leading away. Only one sentence remained, hastily scribbled. In pencil, "It's talking to me," from inside the wall. The recorder was taken to the Alaska State Police Forensic Lab in Anchorage. 7 audio files were recovered, ranging from 30 to 90 seconds each. All of them contained distorted, unintelligible voices, but none were Mark's. The final file, named inside_voice.wave, was the most disturbing. It began with footsteps crunching in snow, Mark breathing heavily, then the creak of a door opening. After 17 seconds of silence, a woman's or child's voice whispered, "Don't leave me here, please. It's cold." Then came Mark's startled cry, "Who's there?" followed by a loud crash. The recording ended. Authorities found no trace of any woman at the site, but deeper investigation revealed a chilling clue. In 1961, an 8-year-old girl named Eliza M. Courtney went missing while skiing near the Yukon with her parents. Her parents were found 3 days later, frozen to death in the snow, mouths agape, as if screaming. Their location? 2 miles from Snowhouse 14. Local lore tells of spirits abandoned in snowstorms, unable to pass on, desperate to be remembered, whispering through ice and wood, but those who hear them never return. One video file on Mark's camera, labeled cam_3_bedroom.mp4, showed him exploring a small, snow-dusted room inside the cabin. As he panned the camera, it caught a cracked mirror on the wall, and in that mirror, a white-robed figure standing directly behind Mark. But in the unreflected view, no one was there. FBI analysts confirmed the anomaly. 2 staff members who reviewed the clip reported dizziness and nausea and refused to continue the review. The case seemed destined to be forgotten until Karen Lyle, Mark's ex-girlfriend and an amateur audio analyst in Seattle, intervened. She restored the corrupted audio and found something even stranger. In inside_voice.wave, the whispering voice spoke Old Hungarian, a language Eliza Courtney's mother had reportedly taught her. Karen also issued a personal warning. I've listened 7 times. Each time, the voice changes. And each time, it says my name a little clearer. Between 2008 and 2018, 4 more people disappeared near Snowhouse 14. 3 researchers and a hiker. Each left behind a damaged audio file, all containing female whispers in foreign languages. All cases were officially closed due to lack of evidence. Snowhouse 14 was erased from regional maps, but forest rangers still whisper. If you hear a voice in the snow, don't reply. Don't ask. Just leave. Now. Dr. Liev Norvask, an audiophysicist at the University of Toronto, analyzed the file inside_voice.wave. He found a spectral anomaly. Part of the voice's frequency didn't match any known biological source that it was an alien. It wasn't demonic, but it was outside the natural range of human hearing, yet still activated parts of the brain linked to fear and paranoia. His conclusion: I'm not saying it's supernatural, but it's not from here. In 2023, a group of mystery YouTubers attempted to reach Snowhouse 14. The cabin had completely collapsed, but buried beneath the snow, they found a splintered piece of wood. Scratched into it, with what looked like fingernails, were the words, "I'm still here." After returning home, one crew member began experiencing auditory hallucinations. During a late-night live stream, he screamed, "Eliza, I'm coming," then vanished. The stream was deleted. The channel was removed within 24 hours. No trace remains. All known recordings from Mark Dellington are sealed by the FBI, but copies once surfaced online, on Reddit, on obscure YouTube channels, before being taken down. Neuroscientists who studied the files say the voice triggers a neural feedback loop, gradually teaching the brain to interpret its whispers. The warning is clear. This is no curse. It's a language trap. The more you listen, the more you understand. But this voice was never meant to be heard by us. Mark Dellington was officially declared missing in March 2007. No body, no funeral, but those who have heard his final recording believe he's still there, in the snow, inside the voice, and the voice is still whispering.
You've just heard a true story, or at least the piece of the truth, but what you just heard might still be happening somewhere out there. This is THN Mystery, where every shadow leaves a trace. Let us know your thoughts on the story, or tell us what you want to hear next. See you again, if you still dare to return.